episode of Watch Once Over. My name is Big E. Today we're going to be looking at this JDM Japan domestic model Alphatauri. This is the Scuderia Alphatauri limited edition. It's the ECB-10AT-1A. This watch is super cool, and it is a collaboration model with the Alphatauri Formula One Ferrari race team. Now the colors of the team are blue and gray, and that's what you get on here. And this watch has a cool dry carbon fiber dial, and that is the same carbon fiber that is used on the floors of Formula One cars and also the wings. I'll put my headlight on so you can see that dial a little better. I'll zoom in on it. Check that dial out. It is beautiful. There you go. Carbon fiber dial. Really lightweight. It's really nice. And as you can see, while we're up close, it says Scuderia, Alphatauri, Edifice, Casio, Bluetooth, and also sapphire. So it's obviously a sapphire crystal on this one. And I think that's pretty cool. But it's just a really nice watch with a high amount of functionality. Now let's go through some of the functions. Okay, one of the things that you're going to want a cool watch for this is it has great lighting, and it also has neo bright. So it has a backlit LED at the bottom. A backlit display and an LED at the bottom. So that's really cool. Now you have a main sub dial over here, which is your function sub dial, and then you have a digital display up top. Now right now it's displaying the day of the week, the seconds, the running seconds in the right sub dial bubble, and it's also displaying that the alarm is on, and it's January 8th. Now if you hit this button right here, which is signed Edifice, that button switches over to the time. So you see it's PM and 7:10. Now under that P, you see a little Bluetooth sign. That's because this watch has Bluetooth capability and hooks to your phone, and it has a lot of cool features when you hook it to your phone. One of them being is when you go to the stopwatch mode, and you see it up at the top of the display, the stopwatch measures 1/1000th of a second. You see it going. Now, while that stopwatch is running, it's also counting up to 120 seconds right here with in this big sub dial down there at 7 o'clock, between 7 and 8 o'clock. So that's really cool. Now, when it gets to 120, it'll go to over, and so you know you're over 120 seconds on your counter. But your counter will continue to run up top. And I'll just let that run and just show you how that works while we look at the watch. Now the watch has a blue ion plated bezel, which is polished on the side and brushed on the top. And then you have your 60 seconds on your your 60 minutes up here on the bezel, and 4 screws holding that down. You have a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. You have neo bright all around the re-halt. You have a bi-colored re-halt, and then you have a red stripe at the 12 o'clock indice to orientate you. Now I think that's really cool. Now this one has 4 buttons. This is not it's a crown, but it doesn't screw in and out. It's just a pusher, and that's to reset the chronograph and do your split time when you're racing or when you're timing a race. And then this is your function button, and this is your light button, and this is your reset button. Now it has an integrated style strap, signed keeper with the Alphatauri race team on the keeper. And then the back of it Just says Edifice, Alphatauri, and Scuderia on here, and the year this model came out, which is 2021. Now, there's not going to be probably any English videos of this because this is a JDM model, and I guess it was never supposed to be over here, but I got my hands on it. Now, while we're letting it run, I'll loom it up and show you the Neo Bright. It has really nice Neo Bright. For some reason, these JDM models have really good loom. That's the transitioning loom. That's your full night shot. You also see you get a full backlit. Even though it doesn't need the Neo Bright, it still has a very powerful light and backlit display. Now, since we went over the 2-minute threshold, you can see the indicator is at over. So that means we're over the 120 seconds, which is okay. But you see right now the lap is going to be at 3 minutes, and then I can stop it and then reset it. Now, every time you reset it, that sends the information to your phone and starts the next lap. And you also can have a split timer on this. Now, the other functions on here is going to be your alarm, which you have, I think you have 10 alarms on here when you link it to your phone. Then you have your world time. You see I have it set to Atlanta because I have family in Atlanta. And then you can go back to your normal time, which you can display your current time on a digital display, or you can swap that out for the date. So it's real cool. It's super functional. It's super nice. And it has a sapphire crystal. Now, this watch isn't solar. It's battery powered, and the battery lasts for about 2 years, but it does have a really large, rather large battery in it. 48 millimeters all the way across. The bezel is going to measure at 43. 12.6 thickness. It's nice and thin. And then on the inside, it's going to read about a 45. So it's going to wear real nice. This is what it looks like on my wrist, which is 7.25 inches. I like it. And these watches, of course, I can't show you everything on here. It does have 100 meters of water resistance, 38 time zones, perpetual calendar. It has so many features. Auto LED, like you can set this to come on automatically when you move your wrist. It has so many features. It's hard to unpack these watches because they have so much technology put in them. But it is easy to set up because you do connect this directly to your phone, so it's always right. If you don't connect it to your phone, it's about 15 seconds accurate a month. So it's still pretty accurate quartz. Anyway, I really like that gear motif going around that sub dial. I think that's pretty cool. Concentric circles in that sub dial. Really nice carbon fiber dial. I like that. And the ion plated bezel. They pulled this one together really nice. And it's a cool piece. Anyway, that's the watch once over for today. I know it's a long video, but these watches are so hard to review and unpack because it's so much to them. But as usual, I'll catch you guys on the next video. God bless. Please subscribe. And that's the watch once over for today. My name is Big E. I'll catch you later.